What's good with you, family? It's your boy Travis Kinley, and we're here to talk about that one time when I got locked up. Let's get it. What's good with you? It's your boy Travis Kinley, and we're here to talk about that one time I got locked up. That's right. I had one friend say, "What? You got in PC jail? I would never expect you to get in PC jail." I said, "You just met me." No, it's not like that for real. I'm not like that for real, man. But look, this one time I did have to go to PC jail. Gosh, man. Listen, let me tell you something about PC jail. I'm gonna tell you something about PC jail for real. You know, for those of you who are not familiar, personal conveyance, you know, we have these e-logs. It's basically like a little tablet in your truck, right? And personal conveyance is an option you can use to move your truck. You got to choose something to move your truck, whether you're driving, whether you're in yard moving around a shipper or receiver, whatever the case may be. Personal conveyance is an option to move your truck. Everything's got to be logged. Every movement, everything you're doing, it's got to be logged. Personal conveyance should not be overused because that is against the law. You must use your clock as the law states you got to use. Hours of service. If you remember, I did the hours of service 101 video. I got hours of service 102 coming after this video. So, and I think I might do the 8-2 split since we're doing personal conveyance right now. I'm either gonna do 8-2 split or recapping hours, one of those two. I really want to get into the split, but the recapping hours is really important to me. Nevertheless, personal conveyance jail. Let's do it, right? So I learned some things in personal conveyance jail that I want to communicate to other people because I get questions sometimes from students, trainees, people. They want to know about personal conveyance jail. So I wrote 3 things that I learned in personal conveyance jail. I might do 4 or 5 because I learned a few things in personal conveyance jail. PC jail, lessons from Lockup, baby. Lockup raw. Y'all already seen the show. Y'all seen it. I'm locked up, won't let me out. Doom. Don't let me out. I'm locked up, won't let me out. No, won't let me out. That's my jam. Look, lessons from Lockup. Here is the first lesson from Lockup. Lockup lesson number 1. You cannot be under load, go to your 90, send an arrival, PC away, and PC back. You can't do that. Listen, and there's some people out there going to disagree with me, and I get it, okay? I was informed that used to be the way things used to go, and we've been doing that for years. But let me tell you, I was also informed that we, as an organization, Prime, were told that ain't the way you should do it. There's no, I don't have no way to shape that in a beautiful way. Prime was informed that your drivers can't do it no more. That's what I was told. Okay? These are lessons I learned from logs. This is me relaying information to you so you don't sit in the same cell I sat in. That's what I'm trying to do with this video. I'm trying to help you out. This ain't about me. I got my lesson already. Lockup lesson number 1. You cannot drive your load to your destination, use personal conveyance to go to the Walmart, and then think it's gonna be okay for you to use personal conveyance to go back to your destination. You can go to your 90, your destination, and then use personal conveyance to go to the Walmart. What you can't do is use personal conveyance to go back to your destination. You can't do that, y'all. You can't do that. I know somebody told you that's the way you was trained. You've been doing it for 10 years. Keep it up if you want to. Mess around and get audited. Keep it up if you want to. That's Lockup lesson number 1. What the law states is this, okay? The only time you can use PC, let's put it in a negative sense. You cannot use PC to ever advance your load toward work, destination, a shipper, a receiver. You cannot use PC to move your load towards work. That is why it does. I know you sent your arrival already. Well, you can send your arrival and go to the Walmart and go back and go to the skating ring and go back and stop by the club and go back and whatever you do with your life, when you go back, you better be on drive. You better be on drive. I'm trying to tell you, you better be on drive. That's lockup lesson number 1. You cannot PC back to your shipper or back to your receiver. You can't do it. Okay, you can't do it. It doesn't matter if the rest area is 2 miles away. You should use your drive line to stay legal and not in trouble with Prime. Let's go to lockup lesson number 2. Lockup lesson number 2 is this. You cannot leave a receiver. So you got a load, you dropped your load off, but your trailer's dirty. You cannot leave the receiver and use PC to go get your trailer washed. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that, okay? You can't do it. Why not? I'm not advancing a load. Because what you are doing is using personal conveyance to get work done, okay? You're using personal conveyance to get work done. You can't do that, y'all. You cannot do that. You can't do that. I tried it. Logs talked to me about it. I went down that trail already. Don't do it. Especially if you're a trainee, you're a student, you're trying to figure out what am I supposed to do. Don't do it. Don't do it. I get it. I was trained that way though, yada, yada, yada. Look, I'm not saying nothing about your trainer, but what I am saying is maybe you should call logs. Maybe you should call logs before they put them cuffs on. You know how I go. Don't do it to yourself. You cannot use PC to go, well, I'm not under load. I'm not dispatch. Okay, man. Go ahead. Nah, do what you're gonna do. Y'all wanna argue? I know some people gonna argue with this one. I already know. Go ahead, do what you're gonna do. Do what you're gonna do. I'm trying to tell you, you can't do it, but do what you're gonna do. Let DOT catch you. Let it not be Prime. Let DOT catch you. Do what you're gonna do. It's all right. Logs gonna let you know if they catch you. Let you get audited. Logs gonna let you know. Okay? Logs is some nice people. They're great people at Logs. They was kind to me. I was respectful over the phone. I told them to have a good day. I could tell they really appreciated that. I could tell usually when they talk to some of these drivers, they getting all this attitude like it's their fault that they doing something wrong. It ain't Logs' fault. Logs is gonna be kind to you. They're gonna be respectful to you, but they also gonna let you know. Don't do it. Lockup lesson number 1. You cannot arrive at your shipper or receiver, decide to go to the Love's because there's a McDonald's nearby you, and then you want a PC back to the shipper or receiver. Don't do it to yourself. Lockup lesson number 2. You cannot PC to go get your trailer washed. It's not gonna happen. If you get audited, they gonna get you. And last but certainly not least, lockup lesson number 3. Lockup lesson number 3. I got your lockup lesson number 3. Lockup lesson number 3 got to do with COVID. Oh, some of y'all know where I'm going already. See, what you can't do, this is 3A. 3B covers 3, but 3A is the preface of 3B, okay? Lockup lesson 3A is do not get your logs advice from Facebook. That one came off the cuff. Do not get your logs advice from Facebook. Stop going on Facebook asking all these important questions. Go on Facebook to ask what type of microwave everybody got. Go on Facebook to ask what kind of sunshade should I wear when I need to drive across New Mexico or something. Go on Facebook to ask what's the best magnetic phone mount to put on the truck. Go on Facebook to ask about a GPS, but what you should not do is go on Facebook to ask about personal conveyance. Matter of fact, I exhort you, I encourage you, I extremely advise you, don't even believe my video. Ask your logs advisor. Don't believe this video. Why? I'm 6 months old at Prime. Don't believe me, I ain't got no credibility. No, don't believe me. You need to call your logs advisor. Go on the FMCSA website. Don't believe me? No. Y'all stop getting important advice from Facebook. It's like you just got diagnosed with a serious heart disease or something. Now you gonna ask Facebook what kind of medication you should be on. Stop going to Facebook for important advice. Logs gonna let you know. They're gonna let you know. All right. Lockup lesson number 3B is this. Just because the federal government says something is okay, that doesn't mean Prime said it's okay. Y'all ain't know that. Y'all ain't know that. Y'all ain't know that. Y'all ain't know that. Look, seriously though. Y'all ain't know that though. Look, in case you're not aware, President Donald Trump, it's still President Donald Trump. It's like January 6th or something like that. President Donald Trump gave some sort of order. He enacted these hours of service exemption laws, statutes, whatever. You wouldn't call it a law. It's more like a statute. It's more like a command. Nevertheless, it stated that truck drivers, essentially, as long as you were delivering certain types of product, you could move your load by just being exempted from all hours of service laws. It was like the coolest thing in the world is what people thought. It was the coolest thing in the world is what people thought. Basically, let's say, for instance, you were advancing food. Food was on the list. And if you had a lot of food on your trailer, not mixed, some food, some this, some toys or something like that, it got to be a food trailer or like 90% food trailer, then in that case, hours of service laws didn't matter to you anymore. There were no laws that you were under obligation to. You could drive as much as you wanted. The only thing is you had to take a 10-hour break after you were done doing what you were doing. So this one time, this one time, I had a load, meat load. It's like 20 something degrees, I remember. Ice box, ice block, meat load, heavy. Well, I look at my clock and I'm like, yo, I don't have time to get this. I'm trying to make it on time. I'm trying to have that perfect record. I don't ever want to be late. Sometimes I can be like an overachiever. I'm trying to make sure, I'm just trying to be that guy. The fleet manager's like, I can depend on this guy, right? Well, sometimes that doesn't do me any good. So I decided I don't have no time to advance this load. As a matter of fact, I'm behind by a lot of hours. Like, I'm really far behind. Well, I said, well, it's a meat load. Now, mind you, I should have told this first, mind you. A few weeks before that, I had a meat load, and it was a hot load. I mean, I barely had time. And I called my fleet manager. I'm like, hey, what's going on, fleet manager? I don't want to say his name. I don't have permission to be putting him on blast. He's a great guy, but I want to ask him if he wants to be promoted before I just start putting him on blast. I'm like, hey, yo, I said, so I got this load. I'm behind on time and everything. I said, so what you think about leaning on that COVID status, get that COVID exemption? I can advance the load. He said, well, I don't love the idea. I knew what that meant, right? I'm like, all right. He just rescheduled and stuff. I was just trying to grind, push the load. So this time, what I'm talking about, I already knew if I call my fleet manager, he's gonna say he doesn't love the idea, or he's just gonna flat out say no. So I say, you know what? It's legal. It's legal. It's middle of the night. Nobody's gonna answer the phone, or I don't have time to be sending messages. I said, we gonna ride. I put that thing on personal conveyance, and I rode. We gonna ride. You gotta say that when you do it too. We gonna ride. That's what I said. I said, we gonna ride. Put that thing in personal conveyance, and I rode out. I made it a couple days before I got the call. Sure enough, I got the call. I didn't answer the call at first. I was nervous. Had to get my story straight. Then I got a message from my fleet manager. Yo, you need to call logs. So I called logs. And they informed me of lockup lesson number 3B, and that is just because the law stated you should still ask Prime. Because in case they renew this exemption status, you might want to know this, because I know it ran out the end of last year. Because Prime does not consider any of their loads to be emergency loads. They are just routine loads. And that was in the status. It stated, if your load is just a routine load, it's got to be an emergency. You must be delivering this for COVID. You know, they didn't, Prime like, we don't consider none of our loads to be falling under that doggone COVID-19 HOS FMCSA exempted status. So I got locked up. Listen, you don't want to get locked up. I just watched a video from Johnson's Logic. He was talking about he had 91 miles till he got to Springfield, but only had an hour and 28 minutes. He said he had a perfect record with logs. Shout out to Johnson's Logic's perfect record with logs. I don't have a perfect record with logs. Shout out to Jeffro, the wannabe truck driver. He told me the other day, he was like, man, I think you'd be a great trainer. Well, if you think that, it must be only because I've made the mistakes that you don't need to make, so I can tell you what exactly is going to happen if you make them. Shout out to No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. I forgot you in my last video, but yo, big shout out to No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Bro be checking on me, man. Give me a call. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give him a call whenever I finish this video. But listen, that's lessons from lockup, y'all, for real. Do not advance just because you hit the 90 and set your arrival. Seriously, it does not mean you can then PC back to the 90 or back to the 01, back to whatever, the 02, whatever, the shipper or receiver. You cannot PC back to it. You can't do it. I don't care where you heard it from. I don't care you saw it on Facebook. I don't care what anybody say. You better call your logs advisor, because that's what they told me. You cannot use PC to go get your trailer washed, you know. And then somebody asked me this, because I told them what I was gonna say. Somebody said, well, if the truck wash is in the parking lot of the truck stop, then you can PC to the truck stop, then just go on duty for the truck wash. Look, try it at your own risk, yeah. Try it at your own risk. I don't know what to say about that. You need to call logs. Truck wash I went to ain't had no truck stop on doggone property. I know exactly what truck stop it was they talking about. It's this old man in Arkansas, I think. I'm pretty sure it's Arkansas. It's this old man in Arkansas, got a truck stop. He got a bunch of spices and sauces in there. He is off the chain. He's extremely kind. And he always give you, I can't find it right now. He always, oh, hold on. He always give you one of these pens right here that got a stylus on it. And this is what he do every time. I don't think he ever remember. It's Car Wash City, Lowell, Arkansas. He always give you the pen and he'd be like, I don't think he ever remember I'm the same dude to keep coming by. Like, if they send me to that cold storage or whatever it is in Arkansas, I'm going to see him. You can wash my trailer for me, big dog. He always says, yeah, here's a pen and it's a stylus if you got your tablet or anything. And then this button right here, you push it out and it's a pen. And he said the best part, he always do this right here. He said the best part, it's got a light on the end. He always shine it right in my eye. He'd be like, the best part. Yeah, I'll be like, he's a great guy though. He'll let you try the spices. You know, he'll throw a little bit in your hand for you. He's a great guy. Car Wash City, Lowell, Arkansas. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, don't do it. Do not PC back to your shipper or receiver. Do not PC to the truck wash. If the truck wash is on property of the truck stop, PC at your own risk, or maybe you should call logs, right? And do not use PC for no COVID-19 exemption status just because the law said so. Maybe you should call logs and ask them if you can do that, because it ain't just gonna work. It ain't just, that load was not worth me doing that. It wasn't worth it. Should have just told my fleet manager I don't have the time. But it is what it is. All right, y'all, it's Travis Kinley. It's your boy, Travis Kinley. Lesson from Lockup. I love y'all. Drive safe. Shout out to everybody. Driver lineup, Johnson's Logic, Million Man, Do It All, Jeffro, the wannabe trucker, Cuba Trucking 80, Long Haul Gypsy. I forgot you last time, my bad. Who else we got? Ashley G, honey, I remember you just jumped on recently. Shout out to everybody. Much love, y'all. See you on the road. If you see me, 711-506, give me a honk. Love y'all.